Hi everybody, welcome to Malabar ECDC. Today we are going to discuss a very sensational poem that shook the world of Palestine, I Write the Land by Najwan Darwish. Let's begin with the author. Najwan Darwish, a Jerusalem-born Palestinian poet, a well-known critic, journalist, translator, and editor. He is called as one of Arabic literature's biggest new stars by Sarah Irving. Published his first collection of poetry at the very young age of 22 in the year 2000. He has a rich oeuvre, Nothing More to Lose in 2014, Embrace in 2020, Exhausted on the Cross in 2021. All these works reflects the soul of Palestinian community, the marginalization they suffer. His works are translated into more than 20 languages. Now, let's look at the background of the poem. We know that the Palestinian issue is a complex and long-standing conflict. We can see that it is a mix of historical injustices, strong sense of national identity, intricate geopolitical factors. And for Palestinians, poetry or literature in general has always been a tool of resistance and resilience. This poem is a path-breaking deviation to Palestinian verse, which was offered by the Palestinian poet Najwan Darwish. His writings brought a new wave of political poetry emerges, which is bold, which is defiant and critical. From his very childhood, witnessing his hometown torn apart by Israeli occupation, expansions, and restrictive policies, his poem captures the dark humor and witty irony, making Palestinians live in a state of limbo. I Write the Land is translated from Arabic by Karim James Abu Zaid. It is one of such poems that reveals the dilemma of Palestinians. Now, let's see what the poem speaks. I Write the Land is a form of resistance that remains eternal in the memory and imagination of his people. The land, the Palestinian land, becomes the central motif of the poem. It's a symbol of historical and contemporary struggle. Now, let's recite the poem, I Write the Land. I want to write the land. I want the words to be the land itself. But I am just a statue that Romans carved and the Arabs forgot. Colonizers stole my severed hand and stuck it in a museum. No matter, I still want to write it, the land. My words are everywhere, and silence is my story. Now, this is a very short poem that grabs the feelings, the emotions, and the essence of Palestinian community. Now, let's look into the analysis of the poem. I want to write the land. I want the words to be the land itself. The speaker here is the poet himself, as we can see from the lines. He is a chronicler of loss and displacement. His only way to voice his longing for the land is writing. So in these lines, the speaker expresses an overwhelming desire to write about the land. He wants the words to reflect the land itself. His words should represent the land, reflect the land, grab the essence of Palestinian emotions. The poet expresses his deep desire to capture the essence of his homeland through his writing. He is hoping for a symbiotic relationship between the land and the word. His words embody the essence of the land. But I am just a statue the Romans carved and the Arabs forgot. These lines show the colonizers, the colonization effect that stole the lives of Palestinians. Colonizers stole my severed hand and stuck it in a museum. The speaker here compares himself to a statue carved by the Romans and subsequently forgotten by the Arabs. He emphasizes a sense of dispossession, saying that colonizers have stolen his severed hand and placed it in a museum. Severed meaning cutting or slicing off. Statue the Romans carved and Arab forgot reflects subjugation and enslavement. So here we must travel or take a look into the history of Palestine. Romans invaded Palestine in 63 BC and marched to Jerusalem to cover the city. Palestine became a province of Romans later. Palestine was also a British colony. So this line reflects the subjugation, the enslavement, the suppression by different nations and the exploitation done by them to the people of Palestine. I am just a statue carved, he says, that he is a statue carved by the Romans and somebody who has forgotten by the Arabs. So it is these lines that he shows that once again brings the themes of marginalization and exploitation. He is the representation of his whole nation. When he compares himself to a statue, he compares the whole nation that is a statue, which is why they were silenced and enslaved by Romans and they were also forgotten by the Arabs. We know statue symbolizes the poet's perceived status as an object of history rather than a living, breathing individual. It also indicates a sense of being frozen in time and the inability to express oneself. The phrase severed hand shows the loss of identity. We know the hand is an important part of the body. Loss of a hand is the loss of an important part of identity and the nation's history. It symbolizes the colonialism and its effect on the nation. No matter, I still want to write it, the land. So these words show the powerful feeling that the writer, the author will write, continue writing, no matter if they consider him a statue or if they cut off or slice off his hands. Despite these losses, despite the loss of his identity, despite the loss of culture, the speaker's desire to write about the land, Palestine, persists. My words are everywhere and silence is my story. The last two lines of his powerful verse. He asserts that his words are present everywhere, even in the face of silence. Even if they are silenced, even if they are suppressed, his words will be present everywhere. This suggests that his words are a form of resistance or a way to reclaim their identity and connection to the land. The speaker concludes that silence itself is a part of their story, implying that even in the absence of overt expression, their connection to the land remains profound. Here, silence is not an absence or a form of violence, but it is a form of violence. The collective trauma, the collective pain of the Palestinian people is captured in the image of the silence. So that's all for today. Let's discuss the themes and the other figure of speeches in the next video. Thank you.